Zayn Malik and Gigi Hadid have officially called it quits of their long-term on and off relationship. They have been together on and off since 2015 to October 2021, and in September 2020 they welcomed their baby girl Kai Hadid Malik. Their relationship came to an end because Zayn allegedly physically and verbally abused Yolanda Hadid, Gigi's mother. Yolanda alleged that Zayn struck her, of which Zayn responded to the allegations saying, "I adamantly deny striking Yolanda Hadid, and for the sake of my daughter I decline to give any further details, and I hope that Yolanda will reconsider her false allegations and move towards healing these family issues in private." TMZ broke the news that Zayn pled no contest to 4 charges of harassment against Gigi and Yolanda. Zayn released a statement in a post on Twitter saying, "As you all know, I am a private person and I very much want to create a safe and private space for my daughter to grow up in. A place where private family matters aren't thrown on the world stage for all to poke and pick apart. In an effort to protect that space for her, I agreed to not contest claims arising from an argument I had with a family member of my partner's who entered our home while my partner was away several weeks ago. This was and still should be a private matter, but it seems for now there is divisiveness, and despite my efforts to restore us to a peaceful family environment that will allow for me to co-parent my daughter in a manner in which she deserves, this has been leaked to the press. I am hopeful though for healing for all involved with the harsh words shared, and more importantly I remain vigilant to protect Kai and give her the privacy she deserves. This is a family issue that we hope the two lovebirds will come to an understanding. It is more difficult for Gigi because it involves the father of her child and her mother." In other news, Summer Walker has went on to clear rumors from an article by Rolling Stone claiming that she signed a brutal record deal to get there. On her Instagram stories she said, "I've been seeing a lot of chatter online. I didn't say anything because I wanted to stay focused on releasing my album. Now let me clear the air. What that article said is not my current record deal. Over the years my deal has changed many times. I've always had my own representation and full the support from LVRN. Thank you to my fans for always having my back and for all of the love y'all keep showing my new album. Appreciate y'all." Summer Walker has had immense success for her album Still Over It, which is still charting. The Astroworld tragedy is still in the hearts and mind of people, especially the attendees of the concert who were injured and others lost their lives. The death toll has reached 10 people. Travis Scott spokesperson Stephanie Rawlings Blake speaking to CBS Morning in an interview, she said,
"When I say responsibility, someone has to say, where are the breakdowns? Where was the communication breakdown? Where was the public safety breakdown?" I mean, this notion that Travis had the ability to stop the concert is ludicrous. They have a 59-page operations plan, and it clearly says the only 2 people that are have the authority to stop the concert were the executive producer and the concert producer. He was not responsible for this, but he wants to be responsible for the solution. And I'm here to make sure that we can connect the dots and to make sure that this tragedy, that there's a lesson out of this tragedy and something like this doesn't happen again.
Bella Hadid has been vulnerable in an Instagram post with pictures of her crying and quoting Willowsmith words. She said, "At Willowsmith, I love you and your words. It made me feel a little less alone, and that's why I'd like to post this. That feeling of thinking that you're good enough or being insecure about your art is natural, but at the same time, I feel like it's taught. All humans are different, every single human has something so special and unique to offer. And people forget that everyone is basically feeling the same way, lost, confused, not really sure why they're here. That anxiety, like, everyone is feeling that, and trying to cover it up in some way. We're gonna come together in our flaws, in our insecurities, in our joy, in our happiness, and accept it all as beautiful and natural. This is pretty much my everyday, every night. For a few years now. Social media is not real. For anyone struggling, please remember that. Sometimes all you've gotta hear is that you're not alone. So from me to you, you're not alone. I love you, I see you, and I hear you." Self-help and mental illness, chemical imbalance is not linear, and it is almost like a flowing roller coaster of obstacles. It has its ups and downs, and side to sides. But I want you to know, there is always light at the end of the tunnel, and the roller coaster always comes to a complete stop at some point. There is always room for it to start up again, but for me it's always been nice to know that even if it's a few days, weeks, or months, it does get better, to some extent, even for a moment. It took me a long time to get that in my mind, but I've had enough breakdowns and burnouts to know this: if you work hard enough on yourself, spending time alone to understand your traumas, triggers, joys, and routine, you will always be able to understand or learn more about your own pain and how to handle it. Which is all that you can ask of yourself. Anyways, not sure why, but it feels harder and harder to not share my truth on here. Thank you for seeing me and thank you for listening. I love you. That's all in this video. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like for more.